Welcome, history enthusiasts. Today we're exploring the Roman Empire, one of the biggest game changers in human history. It started as a small settlement along the Tiber River in Italy, but grew into a massive empire that controlled huge swaths of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Rome wasn't just about military conquests. It built roads, laws, and cities that shaped how societies function even today. Think about it. How did a tiny village turn into this unstoppable force? What key events and leaders drove its expansion and influence? And why do we still see its impact in everything from our governments to our architecture, more than 2,000 years later? Stick around as we break it all down, from the early days to the lasting legacy. Picture this. It's the 8th century BCE, and the Mediterranean world is a patchwork of city-states, tribes, and kingdoms. Greece is buzzing with philosophers and city-states like Athens and Sparta, while to the east, the remnants of ancient empires like Assyria and Persia loom large. In Italy, the landscape is dominated by Etruscan kings in the north, Greek colonies in the south, and scattered Latin tribes in the center. Amid this chaos, a small settlement called Rome arises around 753 BCE, according to legend founded by the twins Romulus and Remus. But forget the myths for a moment. This wasn't destiny, it was geography and grit. Rome's context was perfect for growth. Situated on 7 hills, it offered natural defenses and control over key trade routes along the Tiber. The early Romans were a mix of Latins, Sabines, and Etruscans, borrowing heavily from their neighbors. They adopted Etruscan engineering for sewers and roads, Greek gods rebranded with Roman names, and even Phoenician alphabets via the Greeks. But what set them apart was their adaptability and relentless drive. By the 6th century BCE, Rome shook off its Etruscan kings in a revolution, establishing a republic in 509 BCE. This wasn't just a power shift, it was a response to tyranny, inspired by Greek democratic ideas but twisted into a system of checks and balances with consuls, a senate, and assemblies. The republic's rise was fueled by constant threats. Surrounded by hostile tribes like the Gauls and Samnites, Rome had to fight or perish. Through the Punic Wars against Carthage, those epic clashes from 264 to 146 BCE, Rome transformed from a regional player to a Mediterranean superpower. Hannibal's elephants crossing the Alps? That was a near-death experience, but Rome's resilience shone through. They innovated with legions, professional armies loyal to the state, and a navy built from scratch. Victory meant absorbing Carthage's territories in North Africa, Spain, and Sicily, bringing wealth, slaves, and new ideas flooding in. As the Republic expanded, internal cracks formed. Conquests brought immense riches, but they widened the gap between the elite patricians and the plebeian masses. Generals like Marius and Sulla turned armies into personal tools, leading to civil wars. Enter Julius Caesar, who crossed the Rubicon in 49 BCE, effectively ending the Republic. His assassination in 44 BCE sparked more chaos, until his adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, emerged victorious at Actium in 31 BCE. Augustus cleverly masked his absolute power as a restored republic, inaugurating the empire in 27 BCE. This transition wasn't accidental. It was born from the Republic's inability to govern a vast territory with outdated institutions. Now let's talk about the empire's colossal role in shaping history. At its peak under Trajan in 117 CE, Rome controlled over 5 million square kilometers, from Britain to Egypt, encompassing 50 to 60 million people, a quarter of the world's population. This wasn't mere conquest, it was masterful administration. The empire standardized laws, currencies, and measurements, creating the Pax Romana, a 200-year era of relative peace that allowed trade to flourish. Roads like the Appian Way connected distant provinces, facilitating the movement of goods, armies, and ideas. Aqueducts brought water to cities, baths promoted public health, and amphitheaters like the Colosseum hosted spectacles that unified diverse populations under Roman culture. Rome played a pivotal role in cultural diffusion. They spread Hellenistic art and philosophy, absorbed Egyptian obelisks, and exported Latin as the lingua franca. Christianity, born in Judea under Roman rule, spread via those same roads, eventually becoming the state religion under Constantine in 312 CE. Politically, emperors like Hadrian fortified borders with walls, while Diocletian reformed the bureaucracy to manage economic strains. But Rome's influence extended to warfare and governance. Their legions pioneered tactics like the testudo formation, influencing military strategies for centuries. Legal innovations, such as the 12 Tables and Justinian's Code later on, established principles of justice, innocence until proven guilty, and contracts that underpin modern law. Yet the empire wasn't invincible. By the 3rd century CE, it faced barbarian invasions, economic inflation from debased currency, and internal divisions. The split into eastern and western halves in 395 CE under Theodosius was a desperate bid for stability, but the west fell in 476 CE when Odoacer deposed Romulus Augustulus. The east, as Byzantium, endured until 1453. Rome's decline shaped the Middle Ages. Germanic kingdoms rose from its ashes, blending Roman law with tribal customs, while the Church preserved Latin learning. So, why does the Roman Empire still matter today? Its relevance is woven into the fabric of our world. Start with language. English draws 60% of its vocabulary from Latin. Words like Senate, Emperor, and Republic are direct heirs. Romance languages like Spanish, French, and Italian evolved straight from vulgar Latin. Architecturally, domes like the Pantheons inspired the U.S. Capitol and countless buildings. Our calendars, Julius Caesar's Julian reform led to the Gregorian one we use now. Politically, the U.S. founders modeled their government on Rome's republic, with a senate, checks and balances, and even an eagle as a symbol. Concepts like federalism echo Rome's provincial system. In law, the idea of a written constitution and civil rights traces back to Roman edicts. Even entertainment. Gladiators influenced modern sports spectacles, while forums birthed public debate. But Rome's lessons are cautionary too. Their overexpansion warns of imperial hubris as seen in modern superpowers. Corruption in the late Republic mirrors today's political scandals, reminding us that no system is foolproof without vigilant citizens. Culturally, their assimilation of conquered peoples offers insights into multiculturalism, showing how diversity can strengthen or fracture societies. In essence, the Roman Empire arose from a volatile Mediterranean crucible, forged through adaptation and conquest. It shaped events by creating a blueprint for empire building, law, and infrastructure that propelled Western civilization forward. Today, it remains relevant not just as history, but as a mirror to our own ambitions and flaws. If Rome teaches us anything, it's that great powers rise on innovation and unity, but endure through wisdom and reform. Thanks for joining this journey through time. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into history, and drop a comment. Who's your favorite Roman emperor and why? Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.